Okay, for you guys at home, this live for you. I mean, we are here in Malaga enjoying the weather. I'm sweating actually, but those guys enjoying the weather. And we're going to go talking about the power of connection. So you actually come in a moment when I'm speaking a little bit about my background. If you allow me to tell you a little bit about who I am. So those of you who do not know, I'm not Pakistani or Indian or whatever you think. I'm Israeli originally. I was born in Jerusalem. I'm 8th generation from Jerusalem. And yeah, my parents, my father's side from Iran, and from my mother's side, they came from Yemen, and that's the color. You see, but I've always been from Israel. I said 8th generation. And for me, it's interesting because people come to me because they think I'm Indian. Indian is in, you know. So if they think, oh, I'll go to Turkey, they think I'm Turkish, it's in. Or go Russia, they think I'm Armenian. It's always worked. So for emerging market, it helps me a lot. And I'm a lawyer and accountant in my profession. For 22 years, I was a lawyer. I was chairing all the international tax lawyers worldwide. So I did serious things. I was 120 board of directors. So I'm very much involved in the business world. So I'm not coming from a training industry. I'm really coming from really doing the business, M&A transactions. I've been a lot in Spain, especially in Marbella, with a lot of wealthy families, do the international tax planning. But one thing was bothering me, as I said before, and because I always loved people, always. But can you imagine that I always said to people, I love people? They think you're crazy. They're all their ambulance for you or something. So I never told really what was the thing. So I live now in the Netherlands, so here you go. And I have actually a wife and 2 daughters. That's a prime, because I never showed this picture ever in my life. So you see, that now older, now 15 and 12, you can see that's an old picture. Because I never share, but yes, I am married, I have children. That's why, because people asking me, I don't understand, are you married? So how come every week you're somewhere else in the world? So I always said, you know, if you have a family, it's great, but if you have a gift, and you do not go out of the world to share it with the world, then you're a selfish human being. So I know it's hard, but if you have a gift and you don't go out of the world, then somebody else don't change his life. Because some people are waiting for you to come and say it to you. They can hear it 10 times before, but you are the one to say, you make it happen to them. And when you experience it, you see what messages you're getting. I'm telling you, it's like, as a bacteria, you cannot get rid of it. You have to be there. So that's what I'm saying. So yes, I'm living in Holland, and I said that I love people. And I also love giving. I was always a giver, and always felt like, you know, as a sucker, people sucking your blood. You're giving. Said, I'm not going to give anymore. But guess what? You cannot. Because if you're a giver, you're always going to be a giver. See, you don't want you to be a taker, but now it's a different story. Because now we're in a connecting age. And I realized, if you listen carefully to my story, I realized there was one thing there that was different, that because of that, I'm with you today. It was this little hug that my wife, my girlfriend, gave me that I missed the bus. And this little hug, this little act of a hug, what is a hug? It's an act of attention. Somebody who loves me, give me attention, give me attention. Everything in the world, if you know to give attention, not to get attention. See, a lot of people in our life trying to get attention. Look at me, social media are full of it. You know, look at me, right? I saw a quote once in the Facebook saying, I wish all these people who are putting this picture, they're living the life they're putting on Facebook. And all this bullshit they're putting around because they want attention. It's not about getting attention. Relationship is about giving attention. And we'll talk about it in a second, but one question, do you know what is the attention span of a human being now in our days? In 2015, Microsoft did a research. They found out that the average attention span of a human being used to be in 2000, 12 seconds. In 2013, our attention span is 8 seconds. But you know, it's 1 second less than what? Do you know what? Yes or no? 1 second less than what? Our human being attention is 1 second less than a goldfish. A goldfish has 9-second attention span, 1 second more than us. My dear friend, I'm scared that our grandchildren, we're going to speak to robots, etc., they don't know how to connect with a human being. Around them is automated. And there will never, ever be in the world any invention, any IT invention that could reflect or whatever the human interaction. There's no way. IT will never do that. We have to do it ourselves. And this is actually the motto I speak today, to teach you how, without talking a word, how by only giving attention to other people, you're going to get business, you're going to get clients. It'll be easier than you think. Don't need any elevator pitch. And of course, you can imagine that my book started with a story called The Hug of My Life. That's exactly that story that I just told you. So with that, the guys at home, we're going to say goodbye to you. You missed something interesting, and I hope you learned something lesson. Just give attention to any human being. You see magic coming to your life.